What's happening, fandoms? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we react to music videos and shows. Today, we're going for a brand new show. We're going to start off with The Expanse, Season 1. There are, I believe, 6 seasons total of this available on Amazon. Just to give you guys, the viewers, a little bit of a picture. I have seen the first episode of this show. I tried years ago to get Bella to watch it with me, and she just wasn't interested. And so, due to lack of time, we just didn't watch it. However, keen-eyed viewers will have spotted on my bookshelf back here that I actually have the 1 through 6 of the books of S.A. Corey's The Expanse series, starting with book 1, Leviathan Wakes. And I did actually read all of these several years ago. So I am definitely familiar with the major plot points and characters. And so it will be interesting to see how the showrunners take this any differently than the original writer. And I don't know exactly how or if the author of the novels is actually involved in the production of the show. I imagine he would need to be slightly, but it'll definitely be interesting to see how they adapt the material and what changes, if any, are made, because there's some really interesting characters, and this is one of the most intricate space politics and combat, diplomacy, like intergovernmental intrigue type of stories that I've ever read in the science fiction sort of genre. And I've read quite a bit. I've read the Foundation series, I've read all of Asimov and all of Heinlein, and most of Arthur C. Clarke's books. Very much a science fiction fan. And so this should be interesting to see how they adapt this. And so I guess without much further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, here we go. Oh, okay. I think I know where we are here. I love the gravity effects. Gravity boots to magnetic locking. Using a cutting torch to get into the engineering bay here. Is that where we are? That does not look normal.
And resources that flow through our
Little
gates.
Exposition to tell us what's going on in the world.
Belters work the docks, loading and unloading precious cargo. We fix the pipes and filters that keep this rock living and breathing. It's all the same to us. No
Cool
matter
perspectives.
Who controls Sirius, our home. To them, we will always be slaves.
You could run them in for inciting. Time to place.
Hey, you, Batch.
Okay.
Days
This
coming
is the
soon,
detective.
Kea. And when the blood is on the wall, Sasake, which side you're on?
What's the deal with the hat?
Keeps the rain off my head.
Rain. Yeah. Inside a station, huh?
What am I looking for? All right. See, every belter's gonna look just like that.
Super tall,
What about
skinny.
you?
What about me?
What's your tell?
Let me help you with that, and your Lord. This one. He has spurs at the top of his spine where the bones did infuse right.
Lunch break's over.
Okay, OPA. That's like a resistance movement, I remember.
You hit her.
Hey! If I want his ass kicked, I'll do it myself.
He's a bad cop, for sure.
I'm finding you.
Any laws against beating up suspects? No laws in series, just cops.
Oof.
Little lost daughter case. Ariadne and Jules Pierre Mao.
Mao Kwiatkowski Mercantile?
They're Luna-based. They do a lot of shipping through here.
Yes, the Mao family.
I misplaced a daughter.
Yeah,
Black
that was
sheep.
who we saw
Went to college, got
in the
involved
cold
with a group
open.
called the Far Horizons Foundation.
Students. Big ideas and big mouths. My pleasure.
Yeah, the cops really don't have many rules here, I don't think. Wild Wild West.
Bonus check when we get this ice to series. Not yet. But I would drag my. Watch out!
Ooh. 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 That's not good. Oh. Okay. Zero G sex.
No, I'd rather a Belterbilt fake any day.
Because you're stubborn as hell.
No worries, Bash.
I recognize this guy. I don't remember his name.
You have to count sheep, start.
Oh, I do have something a little stronger, though.
It's way cheaper for the company to settle up with a few widows and overhaul the soul barge. Truth. Besides,
This thing is falling apart.
Chant is a legend for her scars, badges of endurance. Sarah's station, here we come. Please adjust your tray tables and seat backs into their upright and locked positions.
He's a live wire. Yeah, the XO is a drug-addled asshole, if I remember correctly. Oh, that's right.
I just can't figure out.
Mike Ehrmantraut.
We make it
No, that's not his name.
So far out into the darkness. Why couldn't we have brought more light?
Just lay back, real slow, okay?
Yeah. He's lost it. Guess maybe being in space does that to you?
6 months ago. Hang on to this for a couple of days. It might feel good in the pocket.
Alright, so he's unofficially the XO.
Picked up a mayday.
The captain gave an order, people. Purge the logs. We never received that signal.
Set the
Yeah,
watch and proceed.
that's an unpopular opinion, I think.
He's pulling forward, it's all map.
See? You're a natural. That was some real XO shit in there.
If I remember correctly, somebody does something.
On that distress call.
McDowell's got a nose for trouble.
I'll buy you a bottle in series.
I'll settle for a good cup of coffee.
Okay, it's him that does it. I think he's gonna respond to the. What is he doing here? Those match heads? Ugh. Putting. Wow, that's gross. Okay. So that's gonna persuade him to do something. We just heard her voice acting in Arcane, which we just started reacting to.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
She has an amazing voice.
People fighting again?
Not yet.
Oh, I love how the Statue of Liberty is behind some retaining walls, showing that climate change has... Yeah, there's retaining walls all along the harbor there. Yep. Interesting. Climate change.
If it arrives, call me.
Yeah. Somebody who grew up off the earth. What does this say? An air shortage?
Cheap-ass air filters cracked out second time this month.
It was logged with HQ by some anonymous piece of shit do-gooder aboard this ship.
Somebody has a soul. I swear I find the rat.
Quit looking at me, buyers, or I'll put your lights out.
Any old time, girl?
Now we're forced to divert, or the firm's legally on the hook. Holden, you'll head up this rescue or salvage.
We're obliged to change our course and respond. Make sure your acceleration drug dispensers are full. This will be a high G maneuver. Prepare for flip and burn.
Ooh. Yeah, that's one thing that this series is definitely about, is the realism and the actual science, and I think they did a great job describing it in the book. Humans can't handle this type of acceleration, generally speaking. Yeah, they weren't wrong. They're gonna lose some of their cargo, I think. But then once you get up to speed, everything feels smooth. It's just the acceleration that hurts you. Yeah. Yeah, this looks really good. This zero-G stuff looks so realistic.
Can't figure out why Cap will put you in charge of this little excursion.
Just couldn't shake it.
Wow.
I'd keep that to myself if I were you.
A lot of people gonna be unhappy about that.
What's the good word, y'all?
Yeah. I think his name is Decker.
Eat something, for God's sake. You look like hell.
I forget what that relationship is about. We'll find out, though. Back to the shuttle.
All right, I'll go in and poke around.
I'll go with him.
Yep, this is the crew. Can't wait till we get into Alex's backstory. Ooh, they just keep going. I keep feeling like it's gonna end, but we're just diving into this story. Ooh.
6 o'clock!
Naomi, Shed, we need more eyes in here.
Holden, that's definitely the right
All
name.
eyes on the bridge. Does that look like a... Well, maybe not.
If it was a bomb, we'd be toast.
He's such a psychopath.
Transmitter.
This must be the beacon that called us.
Alex, disengage!
My pleasure.
He did call him Alex.
Disengaging.
Alex Amos? Is that his name? He has two first names? And still, we continue. Interesting.
That's more thinner to the mix, all right?
He's about to space him.
I'm a caveman. That is bludgeoning my eye. Twice away.
Keep those filters clean, asshole.
We have your rendezvous.
Negative. Unable.
6,000 clicks. 5, 4, 3.
Yep, the torpedoes aren't for them.
Those were meant for us.
Mm-hmm.
Canterbury burnt like hell. You got incoming. Wait 30 G burn. Do it now. Range.
2-4 closing.
Stand by cargo door. Captain, eject the ice.
Something you should know.
Yep. Bye-bye, Canterbury. Ooh, boy. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, that's a great start, man. I mean, whew. I'm a little confused. I feel like the names I expected the characters to have are not exactly right. In some cases, in other cases they are right. I feel like the detective's name was supposed to be Decker. In this one, it's Miller. Holden is correct. Jim Holden is the acting XO of a non-existent ship, the Canterbury, and I guess now of the shuttle, the Knight. And then, of course, Alex / Amos. They called him both of those things. I don't know which one I was expecting, but they've all got some interesting backstories that we will see revealed over the course of time. This is the beginning of a long story of intrigue and diplomacy and war, and I'm excited to see it play out. The woman who is like the leader of the UN, I want to say, her name is very difficult to pronounce. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, we're just getting the co-stars here, not the mains. So I'll have to find that offline. But her rich, deep, lightly Indian accented voice is just so marvelous and so rich. Love the sound of her voice. She's a perfect pick for that role, because that's basically how she's described in the books, is having this commanding voice, and that's exactly right. The actor that plays that character, the commissioner or whatever of the UN, I forget exactly what it is, but we just discovered that she's also in the show Arcane, playing one of the enforcers that makes a deal with Vander, and she's just brilliant in that role as well. So enjoying her already in this role, and I know she has a massive role throughout this series, so I'm expecting to see a whole bunch of her throughout this, and I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be great. I love how they're depicting the reality of these physics style things. They're depicting the nature of space flight in a very realistic way. These accelerations they're deadly to humans unless they are protected in some way, and they have this concoction of drugs that helps them withstand those forces. The impact of zero-G long-term on the physiology of human bodies. Yeah, absolutely. Humans, if they are born and live entirely in zero-G, they're going to be really tall, skinny, lanky, and their bodies are going to be completely different than humans that evolved and grew up on Earth or another planet. So they're really taking care to stay true to real scientific explanations and pieces of the world. And the way that they live on these various stations and planets and asteroids and so on, with low G and water and air shortages, that's really a big threat constantly looming in the books, and I'm glad that they're taking the care to really have that be a present danger as we are following these two storylines that have already converged a little bit, because we already saw Julie Mao was on that ship that they have just discovered. I don't believe that in the books we discover that until quite a bit later, but definitely we saw her there. And these storylines are going to converge, obviously, at some point, but it's really good to see it, and I'm really loving the CG that they've done. All of this is completely computer generated. All of the space shots are beautiful and they look realistic. I've mentioned it several times during the reaction. I love how they're portraying zero-G movements and the impacts of this, and how they are making it look really natural. And it's very, very well done. And I'm buying it. I'm well immersed, and I can feel that zero-G-ness. So very cool. I thought that was a really good first episode. It really puts us into the shit and makes us feel the nature of this world. It's gritty, it's dangerous, it's not fun. It's, all of these things are just broken and breaking down and worn out, and the whole universe that we've been presented with is just a series of really messed up stuff, including Earth, where we saw New York City essentially underwater. They had giant retaining walls around the harbor and the Hudson and around the Statue of Liberty, because the water levels apparently have risen, based on what I saw there, probably at least 40 or 50 feet, because all there was left of the Statue of Liberty was retaining walls all the way up essentially to the feet of the statue. And that island is much, much bigger than that. So we've had a huge impact of climate change on this future Earth that we're being shown, and I imagine they will show more of that going forward. So super realistic, super based in science, and so much fun. All right, I'll leave it there. Let me know if you two are enjoying and immersed in the depiction of this world. I think it's gritty and real, and it makes me feel like it's a real thing. So let me know if you share that feeling. Thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate all of your engagement, and drop us a note if you enjoyed this series as well. And see you in the next video.